There we go. It'll take a
Are
second.
you excited? Are you excited?
I am. I'm always excited.
Say hey, Ray.
There we go. It's popping up. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Ray. Good to see you.
Turn your volume down. Hey, everybody.
All right. So what we're gonna do? I got Tammy and Ray over on the other side. What I want to do is Tammy share her experience. Ray say, business legend, Ray. Boom. Oh, I've got an echo. Let's see what I can do.
Do you have an
Turn the
echo?
volume down. I've never done one. How's that?
We're your first combo.
You're my first guest, Tammy.
Go ahead. He'll be right back. Oh, he gave me permission to talk.
All right. That's better. I'm going to turn it up on my laptop, otherwise I won't be able to hear Tammy.
I can tell you one thing that I'm not real good with reading chat and
Oh, Tammy, do you have YouTube open?
let me see if Ray does. Hold on. Is that better?
Thanks, guys, for helping us sort this out.
Did that work?
Yeah, we'll wait and see what chat says. I believe so. So Brad is echoing, but Ray, you're behind Washington because Ray's not on camera. I'm the echo on my end.
Yeah, we.
All right, thanks, Tio.
That has to stay off or there's an echo.
All right.
Okay, you can shut it off.
How about now, guys? The problem is I can't hear Tammy.
Okay.
How can there still be an echo? I'm not even hearing noise. Hang on.
It shouldn't
Let
be
me
on
try
our
something here,
side.
guys.
You might want to get where you can, since he's.
Oh, Mary. I'm going to burn that gold back. We got it sorted out, guys. Like I said, I've never done this closely, but I've never done this before.
Come behind me so they can. There. That way they can see you too.
I'm going to hook my Bluetooth up to my phone here.
Where you going? This way. Behind me right here, buddy. Over my shoulder, dude. Right there. Okay, you didn't do it. There. Okay.
I'm not using StreamYard. Hang on a second.
We can hear you good on this end.
We'll get this up, right? I got my Bluetooth hooked up.
Hopefully they can. We'll just wait for Brad. I know, I did too. Hey, everybody in chat.
How's that, guys?
Sounds good to us.
See what the chat has to say.
Hey, Tim.
Perfect. Running the Bluetooth headset, we're good. So the only one that's suffering from an echo is me, but that's okay. I can put up with that.
I was saying before is I'm not going to be able to read the chat because you're on my phone, so it's really tiny. So if you see
Not a
people
problem,
saying,
Tammy. I got chat right here on the laptop.
okay,
Not quite sure why there's still an echo. It's in my ear. That's the only sound that's going on. So,
yeah, and we don't have anything going but the phone.
a two mic problem. All right. Where could there be two active mics? Because you're on the Bluetooth, which shuts up. I have YouTube open here, but you're muted, guys. So there's no. That doesn't make any sense. My internal mic, like on the phone. See, when I ran with just the phone mic, there was an echo. Because you're hearing your. The laptop has no mic on, Lumi, and I'm muted. I'm not actually streaming off the laptop. So, let's see. I know what I'm going to do. Hang on, guys.
Somebody said good now. He said you fixed it. I don't know if Brad can hear me. Oh, there's an echo. That's on his end. People were saying it was fixed.
All right, guys. How's it sound now?
You sound fine on this end. Aw, somebody said they can live with an echo.
All right, guys. Well, it doesn't really matter. Tammy's going to do most of the talking.
Oh, okay.
So if it's only when I talk you get an echo, I really want to leave the floor to Tammy. So Tammy, you go ahead. I just wanted to say that everyone who's in here, we have some puzzle pieces, and to write you guys down for the drawings. Tammy, I want you and Ray to take it away. How's that?
That'll work. You gonna read me questions if people have them? Will that work? Okay, I'll keep on talking until Brad, if he can hear us and do the questions. There's Ray. He's saying hi to everybody. And I'm Mom. Um, Ray was diagnosed with autism at 3 years
Tammy, if you
old.
could raise your mic level a little, please.
That's all the way up. That is all the way up for us.
All right, they're good.
Okay. Um, like I was saying,
You're
first of
good,
all,
Tammy. They're saying you're good.
okay. First of all, thank you, Brad, for doing this autism stream. We really appreciate it. And I know people in the chat do too. Um, Ray was diagnosed with autism at 3 years old. He was born at 24 weeks gestation, so he was 16 weeks premature. So we had a lot of battles prior to him being diagnosed with autism. He's had 13 surgeries before he was of the age of 3, but none of them caused the autism. And I know there's a lot going on right now of what causes autism. You know, do the shots cause it? Is the mercury? Is it this? Is it that? I'm not getting into all the technical stuff because I think it's genetics. Um, and the reason, my personal opinion of that is I have a lot of, and Ray's biological father has a lot of spectrum individuals on both sides of the family. Um, I have two boys with autism. There's Ray, who will be 28, and then my Anthony, who will be 21. They are total opposites. Ray
Okay.
loves people. He loves interacting with people. Anthony is more of a recluse. He's highly intelligent, like IQ off the charts, but could care less about being in public, could care less about leaving the house. Um, I did homeschool Anthony because he has no filter. Some people on the spectrum just kind of say it as it is. A lot of them do not have that ability to lie. And on one hand, that's a good thing, and on another hand, that could be a bad thing. Um, Anthony was very forthright when he was communicating. So by first grade, he kept on having teachers sending him to the principal's office because he was considered a bad kid. Now, figure that was 17 years ago. A lot has developed since then. But it was mom going to school every day, picking him up, and a lot of it just had to do with it. A lot of parents think that their child that's on the spectrum needs one-on-one supervision, but you have to be realistic because those teachers also have 20 to 28 other kids in a classroom. So that's a lot to ask. Um, when Ray was diagnosed autistic, I decided to become an advocate in the state of South Carolina. So I did that for 14 years. I would go in, I would implement proper educational boundaries for children on the spectrum because every child is different. Every child needs something special, especially when they're going to school. So I became an advocate. I would go into schools with the parents of the children. I would do IEP meetings. Um, I did have a reputation that my parents usually got what they were asking for, but it took a lot on my side to learn the law in South Carolina, what each child was allowed within the education system. So I did Ray as an advocate and a parent, and then I did Anthony homeschooling and a parent. So they were two totally separate worlds. But as they grew older, um, they really mesh well together as siblings. Um, Ray made a lot of things first in our area. He was the first child with autism to be fully inclusioned in a regular ed class with his typically developing peers with appropriate programs. He was the first child in our county to play rec center sports. They had never done rec center sports with a child with a disability. And he was also the first student to ride a regular, fully inclusioned school bus. He was allowed to go with his peers on field trips Now, there was periodic, what they used to call back in the day shadows, which were one-on-one assistance to allow him to be with his, what he called his friends. He was a very popular kid because he's very outgoing. He loves to talk. I actually had to tell him not to interrupt me during the stream, or he'd be talking 1,000 miles an hour about everything. Um, Anthony is what I would call savant level, if you don't know what that is. His IQ is off the charts. He graduated high school a year and a half early, and we did homeschool. Where a typical day in a school is like 8 hours, I think, Anthony would finish his whole day in four hours. So there was very little that me as mom had to do for Anthony, where me as mom for Ray is where the cognitive disability came in. So I had to spend more time with Ray helping him than I did with Anthony. Um, yeah, it's a tough life. A lot of people have to deal with a lot more than I ever had to deal with. Ray didn't have a lot of stims, which were stims are when your child that's on the spectrum. I don't need that, thank you. When a child on the spectrum hand flaps or rocks back and forth or head bangs or, just chit chats the same thing over and over and over again. Ray had very little of that, but luckily, I had my mom, who is now passed away. But when Ray was diagnosed, she really got on my tail about, you need to take him in public. We need to expose him to stimuli. We need to do this. We need to do that. Where I think if I didn't have her, I would have had a different Ray. Um, and I know I definitely would have had a different Anthony. But like I said, Ray is going to be turning 28 in November, and Anthony will be 21 in October. So we are pretty much at the age where they're pretty self sufficient, each of them. Neither one has any desire to drive, so I don't have to worry about that. Which Anthony, I could see driving. Ray, no way. I am not. No, that's a big no. Um, I've seen him watch video games and play video games, and he likes going head on with other vehicles. So I think he's over there laughing right now. But I don't think that would be a good solution. Um, but they can stay in the house together independently. I can go out and I can go shopping and I can be out of the house for 6 or 8 hours if I absolutely have to. But I consider myself now, going through what I've gone through with the boys, I'm on the spectrum a little bit. I don't like going out in public. I go and I do what I have to do and I come home to my boys. I'd rather be here with them. Ray has worked. He worked for 4 years. He went to college. He graduated with a 2-year certificate at college. He worked at the college campus cafeteria while he was there. He had a job, but we now bought property 6 years ago out in the country. And there's not a whole lot around us, so I would have to travel about 50 miles each way to take him to work, to come back home, to go pick him up, and to come back home. It's like 200 miles a day, and he won't make enough for me to justify that. So that's when me and my husband decided to go with what he loved, which is trains and Legos. Um, he's phenomenal at Legos, and if you go to our page, you will see everything Lego. He's built everything. I help design the layouts. We are not your typical um, train modelers. We kind of go outside the box. We like doing stuff nobody else has ever done. And that's pretty much what we do. And other than that, we don't stick to just train. My husband's a fisher. Him and his buddy go out fishing. Tim, who's in the chat, knows this, and I usually am on stream verbally typing in, giving them crap when they're out there streaming. I don't hide anything from my boys, even though they have autism. They have rules and they have chores, and we did that throughout the whole life. Um, they know right from wrong. Now, there are other people on the spectrum that might have difficulties. That's when you say no two are alike. I know Brad shared statistics with you, and back when Ray was diagnosed, it was 1 in 250 for people on the spectrum. Um, so it's more relevant now, and I think that has to do with the doctors. And I also think that autism, the word, is not so scary anymore. Because honestly, when you're walking in a crowd, a lot of these kids you don't know have autism. I know Ray, when he's out and about, you won't, unless he opens his mouth, you would never know anything's wrong. And he has speech issues solely because he was born 16 weeks premature. So he had a trach in for 4 years. So the trach, he had a glottic web, and they had to break one of his rib bones and rebuild his airway. So he has that raspy voice, and that will never change. People always ask, does his voice, was it contributed by the autism? No, it was mechanical. Um, Autism had nothing to do with it. The cognitive issues, yes. Um, he can read, he can write, he can do everything up to probably a ninth grade level. Um, but socially, he's at his peers, with socialization skills. Um, Anthony, on the other hand, is socialization. He just doesn't care for it. He will do family events if he absolutely has to. And he'll go in there and he'll say hi and be respectful and whatever, but everybody in the family knows he's going to skedaddle to like a different room and just sit there and do his own thing. He's getting better. He now will go out to a restaurant and will, as a family, we can eat out now. Before, Anthony would have never gone to a restaurant. Um, I have critics. I have people telling me there's certain things I should do and certain things that I shouldn't do, and I'm I'm a tough chick. I'm one of those that, you don't pay my bills, you don't take care of my children. So we have a very calm house, a very strict routine house, and we're happy. The boys don't ask for a whole heck of a lot, so I'm not going to put them in an environment that might cause that anxiety and that stress. It would be different if Ray wanted a car or if Ray wanted to drive. He'd have to help pay insurance, he'd have to help pay for the car. But that's not going to happen. And I honestly, as a mom, love having my kids with me. I'm a boy mom, but him and his brother are the light of my life, and it's definitely been a journey, and we've had our obstacles. Um, if I was to say, probably the major obstacle was when they were younger, getting a haircut. Oh my God. That was like you were actually thinking you were killing both boys. It was me on the floor, sitting crisscross applesauce with one in the middle while my husband's got the clipper doing a haircut, because no way could we take him to a barber. Ray loves taking his showers. Anthony absolutely hated it because Anthony has more sensory issues than Ray does. Um, Anthony, even though he's going to be 21, he will not wear a collar like this. It has to be a 3-button because he doesn't want anything near his throat. And he will not wear pants. He has to wear shorts. It can be -10 out, and Anthony's in a pair of shorts. Ray, he can wear whatever he wants. It doesn't faze him any bit, and he's wearing his autism shirt right now. Um, he loves the crazy shirts, everything. Anthony's like, unless I have to go out, I'm not wearing a shirt. And a lot of people, we come over the house, but all of our friends and family know that Anthony probably won't have a shirt on. So you can either like it or you don't have to because he's in his safe place. But when he knows when we go out to dinner or if we go to a family's house, to be respectful to them, he has to wear a shirt. So, I pick my battles, and that's what I tell a lot of families that have kids on the spectrum, and what a lot of society doesn't know. No, our kids are not perfect, but they are exceptional. And everybody has their likes and dislikes. Don't push on a family what their child should be doing versus what you want them to be doing. Because, like I said, I go back to you don't pay our bills. Um, and I could get a little bit of backlash for that because some children get Social Security, and that's because of a disability. So they do get stipends every month but every state is different. Um, every amount is different, and up until your child is an adult, it should be, it is in our state, it's based on the parent's income. We are not within the parent income for Ray when he was in elementary, middle school, and high school to get help. But now that he's an adult, he gets a check by himself. That's what they expect him to be able to live on. And it's no way could anybody live on it. But at least it gives that person with a disability some money. And it's not coming out of the household money, which if he didn't, he's still going to live here. Um, some children that are on the spectrum need more help. I've never asked for it, and I've never really needed it. It's my kid. It was my responsibility. That's how I looked at it. There's some families that need that help and truly need their help. And there's some families, and I saw on some of the chat, family members are raising other family members that are on the spectrum. And we've thought that through already because what happens when mom's not here anymore? How is Ray and Anthony going to work out? Well, Ray and Anthony will stay together. They are capable, as long as they're together, to manage the house. We have taught them what they need to do. Some families don't have that luxury, and they have to look at private housing, group homes. I don't like using the word institution because I don't think there's a child out there that needs to be institutionalized. I don't have an opinion that much on group homes. I just know it wouldn't be feasible for Ray to be in a group home. It would be feasible for Ray to be with his brother and other family members that he has been brought up with. I don't like the word institution. Back in the day, that was the only option. We have a lot more options now, but we are still way behind the ball on giving these kids what they need. It's much better than it was back in 1999, 2000 when Ray was diagnosed. Um, it's a whole lot better, but each state is different. So I can only say what's happening in South Carolina, and we have a long way to go. Um, and that's about it. We're pretty happy. He's pretty happy. Anthony's pretty happy, unless you just kind of poke the bear too much, and then Anthony can kind of be like, he says what's on his mind. Um, and we we've learned, and people around us have learned what is best for the boys. Do you want to say anything about autism, Ray?
No, I'm good.
You're good. You don't want to say nothing.
You want to go ahead and get over it?
Oh, Ray's ready to give stuff away. That's what he's waiting for. He's sitting here and he's like, I want to give stuff away. No, we have to wait for Brad. Does anybody have any questions for us? Because I can't see chat.
Probably fix his skin.
All right, Tammy, I apologize for that. I just had everything muted because you were doing such a beautiful job, and I apologize. You guys are probably getting an echo right now. But thank you so much.
You didn't hear a dang thing we said.
All right.
Anybody have any questions that maybe Brad can read?
I heard the whole thing. I had my phone muted, the mic on my phone muted. It went down to no devices whatsoever. I don't know. I'm new to this go live together stuff. You're my first ever guest on the channel. I really appreciate it. So what I will say, Tammy, Dina did ask if Ray or your other son used the communication device.
Okay, that's a good question. Ray never had to, and Anthony never had to. We did use a picture program, if anybody's familiar with that. He did not need anybody speaking for him, but with the raspiness of his voice, he did use the picture program, which are just little cards that have like an eye on it or a horse on it and the word want. He knew what he wanted to say, but the process from thinking it to it coming out of his mouth, it got all jumbled up. So he learned the picture cards and he could put sentences together. And that's how people at the school system would figure out what he's trying to say. And that helped him until he got to the age where he was starting to write. And then they would say to him, we don't understand you. Write down your question. What do you want? What do you need? Where us at home knew his body language and what he needed. And they're called augmentative communication devices.
All right. So AS Blind asked, Tammy, have you ever dealt with discrimination with school not willing to provide accommodations? I had problems in college.
Yes. That's where I had the reputation come in. And as an advocate, I learned the state laws for South Carolina, what was allowed to be an accommodation, what was allowed to be an assistive technology device. Um, you, it was all in the wording, and if you knew the wording to use, you pretty much got what you needed if you were a family of mine. Um, a, the biggest word to use is proper. Um, that is a big word, and a lot of school districts are now learning it. That the parents now are training themselves to do these IEP meetings and not relying on advocates. They're learning what the schools are supposed to give you and what they maybe might try and get away from giving you because it could mean more money they have to spend. That's not a reason for not getting that. They can't use that excuse. And another thing is to answer that. If you're still having trouble getting accommodations, proper accommodations, I would seek out the advocate in your area. Um, Most places have an autism society, and I'm not talking about the Autism Society of America. Each state has a local autism society. And if you need help, they're more than willing to help. Um, when Anthony stopped school, I stopped being an advocate. Reason being, I still had to take care of Ray and his needs. I now had to homeschool Anthony, and I was still working, and I had roughly about 65 families on my caseload. So I was doing IEP meetings almost every other day, and then spending time on the phone going over with the family what they wanted for their child at that school. So my best suggestion is to contact a local autism society in your area, and there are advocates, no matter what your age is, that they can help you out with school situations.
All right, Tammy. So we've got not a lot of questions, but a lot of comments, a lot of supportive comments, a lot of thanking you for the thumbs up. I pinned your channel link. People are heading over really on here today. I do apologize, folks, for the echo. That's why let me do all the hard work.
Are we ready to give some prizes away? Because I've worked really hard.
So,
And
Tammy,
Brad
hopefully
doesn't
you've got.
even know what some of these are.
So, Tammy, apparently we have some prizes to give away too.
Yes.
And some of them are surprise.
Yep.
Let's
and
start with those ones.
Ray is really excited to do the giveaways. So how would you like to do this? Are you gonna, do you got your puzzle pieces and names on them?
So while you were entertaining informing the crowd, I put everybody's name in my picture list down on puzzle pieces right here.
Very cool. So you're all set once I show something. Okay, you want this one
Except
first?
for this guy, he fell out. Almost.
Okay, Ray is handing me the prizes in the order that he would like to give them away, if that's okay. Okay, a lot of people don't know that we started our YouTube channel 3 years ago. And when we started the YouTube channel, I did announce that Ray had autism because I knew people were going to hear about it. So 3 years ago, I took an HO size caboose and I hand painted the autism colors on it. And throughout the years, I have given away autism cars to the point where I had to stop giving them away because they literally take me an N scale, which is a little car, probably about that long, would take me about an hour to do. An HO car, which is about that long can be, takes me about an hour and a half. An O scale, which are the lino size trains, take me a good 2.5 hours to do. So I've done the spectrum of custom doing train cars with the autism colors, which are typically the red, the orange, the green, the blue, the yellow. That's what the color pieces are. So the first one we're going to give away is I hand painted an N scale autism train. Now that's an N scale. That's the
So
tiny,
cool.
that's the tiny little car. So this is the first one Ray wants to give away.
All right. So sorry for the echo, guys. But Troubled One is donating a $25 to go with that clip.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, hopefully, if I can ask Brad to keep track of who wins it, and then we will email. Oh, you rock. Okay. Don't expect too much from
All
Mom
right.
on that.
Everything I know in this book, Tammy, I've only used that much because I don't know that much. But we'll let you know in here too.
Okay. So the first one is the N scale train. And it's just rolling stock. It's not an engine. But it's an N scale.
Here. Mixing up the puzzle pieces. Like a name here. Old Pellin. Old Pellon. Congratulations.
Congratulations. What do you say, Ray?
Graduation.
Say it louder so they can hear you.
Graduation.
Congratulations. And that's on the N scale.
So, N scale.
Yep. N as in new.
So N scale and COP.
You want to do the O or the HO?
Old Pellon. Gotcha.
HO? Okay. Now, this one is the HO scale.
Man, that's sharp.
And it is, as you can see, I'll hold it up to the N, the size difference. Okay, so this one is the HO scale.
All right.
And they are hand painted. They are acrylic, and then I seal them. So they are non-toxic. And that's for the HO train that we're doing now. It's the HO train.
All right. And that is coming with photogram paper.
Oh, wow.
So let's stir this all up.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Bird.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Graduation.
That's Kenneth. Longtime supporter of my channel.
Very cool.
Again.
Wait a minute. Give him a minute.
We have a lot of people in here complimenting Ray
On his shirt?
on his shirt and his smile.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what he's known for. Okay, you got that one written down so we know who it's going to?
Good idea, Tammy.
This is a lino train. And I have to take it out of the box so you can see what I've done to it. And if you know lino, you know the size of them. And they're, like I said, this one's a double see-through door.
That's so sharp.
And that's a lino train. That's an O scale. This is the
Very nice, Tammy. That one is coming with a half bag of Hater, donated by Bob over at BB. Not damn it gold. It's not awesome large little product.
Very cool. Thank you.
All right, so let me write this down. The large little product.
But yep, it goes in the box. Now that's an O scale. And remember, this is an HO scale. So, big difference.
Let's see who's going to win this.
Ray's like, let's see what we got.
This guy's won recently. Crash, aka Casey, won on B&B yesterday. Hopefully B&B didn't ship it out yet because he's going to have to add some more payment. Congratulations, Crash.
Congratulations. Now, Brad knew of those prizes. He knew I was giving away an autism train in every scale, N, H, O, and O, which are the common rail sizes. But since we are a diverse kind of community and Mom and Son Train rail fans have many friends in other communities, we decided to do a couple extra surprises because we have friends in the all country community, fishing, hunting. We have friends in the modeling group. We have friends that, in the modeling group that love Legos. We have the train community, which we just did that. I thought it was fair that we cover all our communities. So what the next gift prize that we're going to do is, now I'm going to tell you a funny story with this, and you can feel bad for me. I'm okay with you feeling bad for me. But this was the first time I ever did this. And I probably poked my fingers 1,000 times, and he's laughing right now because he knows, because I said the S word quite a lot. He's giggling back here. He can't stand himself right now. But I will show you what I did, and I was very successful at it, except for saying a few choice words, and you'll understand why.
It's a frog.
It's not a frog.
Toe.
I decided to hand paint a lure.
Oh, wow.
So there is a fishing lure that has all these little freaking little pokey things that stuck in my fingers as I was doing them. This is the first ever fishing lure that has the autism colors on it. I've never seen anybody else do it. So this is one to give away, but if anybody in the fishing community would like one, just on my About page, you'll see our Gmail account, and we will work something out. I'm not charging an arm and a leg, but I will have to recoup for buying lures. But this one is the first ever lure that I painted, hand painted the autism colors, and you'll get one of our stickers with it. Everybody will get one of the stickers with their prizes.
That is amazing.
Get that little booger back in there. He was mean to me.
All right.
So
It's the winner on the lure. Florida Storm Chasing Adventure.
Very cool. Congratulations.
congratulations.
That written down.
Okay. You let me know when you're ready.
And congratulations, because Justin had a $25
Wow. Very cool. Okay. The next prize, we're still with the fishing community because All Things Country does fishing, hunting, everything. So we have a fishing lure kit that I purchased. And it's got our sticker on the back. But the surprise with this, it's got all kinds of jigs and weights, and look at me, I know the lingo. In this box, hopefully. But in addition, I painted a lure again. So this kit will have an autism lure as well. It's not a big kit, it's just a little thank you.
Wow.
And it has an autism lure in it.
Very, very cool, Tim.
And it just comes in a little case with our sticker on the back.
Those lures are awesome.
Excuse me, I had to get some water.
That's awesome, Florida. All right, guys. Before that awesome lure kit. Tim Ivins.
Yay, Tim!
Yes.
Great supporter.
Awesome, dude. I know Tim, so I can get a little bit louder. Personally, so I know Tim. He's an awesome guy. You're going to have to tell Jamie, Tim, that you got a lure kit. That's my husband's buddy that they go fishing together. Okay. Are you ready?
Holy cow, they keep coming. All right, Terry, what's next?
Yes. Now, this is another lure kit. Now, what I like about this one, and it's a couple steps up from the last one. This is from Fonta. It has a fishing technique handbook in it for people like me that don't know everything about fishing, but it shows you like weights and everything like that. But it's 126 piece lure kit.
Holy smokes.
And you do have an autism lure in it.
That is fantastic, Danny.
These little
I
rubber
call
ones.
that 120.
Yep, 126 piece. And it has, like I said, it has a manual with it. And I looked through the manual. It's pretty cool. It comes in a bubble wrap.
All right.
And like I said, all of them will come with a thank you card and stickers.
Wow. How about that, Miss Luminary Style?
Yay, Lumi! Oh, that's great. I was hoping you were putting her in there. Very cool. Say congratulations. Come over here and say congratulations to Lumi.
Congratulations, Lumi. So what's the next one?
Okay, we got two more.
Two more.
What's that?
Two more.
Two more. Holy smokes.
Now, this next one is being given by Ray out of his stash because, well, all the trains are from his stash, But this, we accidentally ordered two, and he has already built this. And this is a $70 Lego kit.
Look at that bad boy.
It's an arcade bus.
Truck.
Sorry, truck.
18-wheel.
18-wheel. Oh, he's getting specific on me.
Yep.
Tell him a little bit about it. Go ahead, Ray.
So it's come all the set. Stick
Right. Lego kit.
Yep.
It has 344 pieces. It's called a gaming tournament truck.
Yep.
And if you let me go over to,
Go Legends for the Legends.
okay, he's pulling it, but I'll show you what it looks like put together after the drawing. He said he wanted to donate that.
Well, thank you very much, Rick.
No problem. No problem.
No problem, he said.
See what we got.
Washington Fishing Adventure. Congratulations.
Oh, very good. Congratulations.
Yep.
Hope you can use it. Hope you have a little one. And hey, adults like Legos too.
We got one.
Now, this one is my favorite out of everything because I've never done anything like this. And I told you it was my first time for doing the fishing reels. Well, this was my first time doing this too. Oh, Lord, you just scared me. He picked up a fly swatter. Don't be flying swatting over this way. Okay, you let me know when you're ready.
Let's take a look. I'm ready.
Are you in the drawing?
Nope.
You don't want to be in the drawing?
Never win on my own channel.
Okay, what a guy. Now remember, I hand painted this, but the other part has never been opened. It is a hunting knife with a leather.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
So you can pop this open. And then the knife will go in it, but of course I'm not taking it out of its plastic. It hasn't been opened. It's brand new, never been used, and I just did the autism on the leather strap.
It's amazing, Tammy.
And this one is, it's a wood Bowie knife, if I said that right.
Very cool.
So this can go back in its plastic.
Is that the last one?
That's the last one we got. You got more? No.
No.
There we go. For that awesome knife.
It is 12-inch overall length, 7.5-inch stainless steel blade, wood handle, top brain leather sheath.
Sorry, I got to redraw it. Actually, somebody back into the bucket.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Yep, just for now.
That goes to Mr. Adam White, who is a fan, by the way, and a hunter.
So it goes to somebody that hunts.
Yes,
Very
sure does.
cool.
He's got pictures of his deer on his channel.
Woo! We love venison. My husband hunts too. Congratulations. Now, Ray does want me, if it's okay, Brad, for everybody who hasn't seen our train room, to see our train room.
Go ahead.
Okay, well,
I'll
it's
just
actually a
get
building.
I love your trainer.
It's actually a building. It's a 2-bay garage. And I think I can turn this around. Let me see if I can. We are coming in the door. Nope, that's not how we do. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Welcome to our train world. You're walking in the door to our train building right now. And it goes on and on and on. And I'll walk you slowly so you can see. Ray decided his double HO mainline would be solely Lego built. So he has Lego Halloween, Lego Carnival. There's some more Lego Halloween in the back. We have a Ferris wheel. Now this is the Lego kit that was just won by, but there it is. There's the video gaming truck. So that's what you're getting. I'm going to go slow so everybody gets a feel for it. This
That's
is a
amazing.
Lego train. Now, the Lego train is just a point-to-point on its own track, and it's battery run, and it will go down the yard. This is Ray's train station, where he runs everything. This is his Godzilla layout that I did for him. And it has a little Japanese train that runs on the top of it. It's elevated from the ceiling and the cloud over Japan. This is the layout that kind of put me on YouTube for being a train modeler. This is my castle layout. It's good versus evil. We have some 3D printed dragons that hang from the ceiling. I did a full moat around it. It goes all the way around. And this has been resined, but I made this out of 5 layers of toilet paper.
Very cool.
Very cool. This is the lava pit, which we installed some lights. They do come on. I carved out the foam, made everything on it. And this is the other side of the Godzilla layout. And like I said, if you go to our website on YouTube, you'll see all the videos. But we've done all this in 3 years.
Getting a lot of compliments in the chat.
Oh, good. I can't walk and read and I'll end up on the floor. That's Ray's staging area for his locomotives that he runs. And then down here, he went into Star Wars Legos. So this end of the dog bone has everything associated with Star Wars. And he's built everything you see. As far as Legos, I can't handle Legos. But I did make him his own Star Wars train that he can run. We elevated one of the ships.
So Tammy, I know you can't eat chat. You're getting a lot of compliments.
Thank you. This is the N scale layout that I did for him. And it sits above the double main line. But the double HO main line is 88 foot long. The N scale is probably about 66. And I make all the mountains. I do all the scenery work. And this is, like I said, N scale, and it goes all the way down there. Now, these are the Lego kits Ray has built that are not on a layout. And we'll take you through all of those trains in the cabinets over there. This cabinet right here are what was called blue box, and those I had to put together for him. And then all the ones down there in those cabinets were given to Ray. These are all the engines that Ray has. Some work, some are considered dummy engines, and just some more rolling stock. This is Lego right here. This one right here, this black one, is Lego. It's the big boy, the Union Pacific big boy, and Ray built it in Lego. That was a beast. Now you're coming over to O-scale. These are his O-scale collection. All of these are boxed. The ones that have the pink slips on them, those were given to him. Anything that has a pink slip on it was given to him as a gift.
Very cool, Tammy.
This is our O-scale Lego layout. It's a double O-scale. And Ray's done, oh, he's going to run it for you. Might get a little loud.
Very cool.
I built a tunnel. This is our Harry Potter mountain. All these Legos, I built the mountain and then put all the Lego themed Harry Potter stuff on it. There's the tunnel that's lit up. Some more Harry Potter on the outside. This is Ray's newest. We just added this today. Look at that baby. That's the Jaws Lego set with the boat.
Awesome. Awesome.
And we put it in our water. And then he has the Viking village. And as you can see, I used some stones to differentiate. Oh, he wants to show you the bulldogs he's built. They're so cute, he says. And then we have like sea creatures. And then my uncle, who lives in Georgia, had a bunch of these wood plaques that were just sitting in his basement. I'm like, can I take some of those and make a mountain out of it? He's like, what? I said, yeah, watch me. I'll make a mountain out of it. So I made a mountain out of those that hold Legos that Ray has built. And then inside is a typical O-scale with the buildings and the houses, and they'll light up. But we wanted to do something different, combining O-scale railroading with Legos. And I did this O-scale with the autism colors just in the bed of it. And then that's like the Flintstones. You can't see them. But yep, this is our world. We have the Lionel balloon and the Lionel blimp hanging from the ceiling. But that's Ray's world. And he's so happy showing you.
That's fantastic, Tammy.
Thank
I hate to
allowing us
interrupt you.
Share it with you.
I'm down to 3% battery, so we're finishing just in time.
We sure did. Thanks for having us. Thanks everybody
Love
in
it.
chat.
So generous, and thank you to all for support, putting up with my audio. Love all you guys.
You did great.
I'll send you an email, Tammy, with all the winners.
All right. Have a good evening.
Bye.